Hey guys, it's Bailey. Welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for tuning in to what's going to be a video about 5 new beauty things I'm currently using. Some of them are new to the world and some of them are just new to me, but they're basically just things that I've been using lately. They don't fit in any one video. I don't want to do 5 separate reviews, so I'm just going to talk about them all in this video. So let's go ahead and dive in. The first product I want to talk about is from Profusion. It's their Strobe and Glow highlighting palette. Profusion sent me quite a few of their new holiday launches that recently were released in Target. They sent it to me a while back now at this point though, so I have been using this for a while, but I realized I hadn't mentioned it at all on the channel, but I've actually been using it quite a bit off camera and just in general. It is kind of cumbersome and bulky, so it's not great for travel, but if you don't have to worry about packing it away, it's only 10 bucks and you get 9 different large highlights in here, all with different levels of shimmer, complexities, hues, obviously. Let's go by row. That probably makes the most sense. So in the top row, you have what I guess they're rosy toned, rosy undertoned colors. So you have a frosty white shade here with this beautiful pinky purple iridescent shift to it. Then you have more of a classic rose highlight, and over here you have more of a rose gold highlight. The next row down is more of your peachy highlights. Same thing over here where you have this soft peach with a golden shift, and then more of a stronger peach, and then a peachy bronze. And then the bottom row is more of your golden undertone. So you have, again, kind of a white frosty base with a strong gold shift, more of a glittery gold, and then over here more of a bronzy gold. And I just love the versatility that this gives you. If you love to mix and match your highlights like I do, where you do something like, say, this rose shade here all over as your highlight, and then you really just want to add a little bit of depth and dimension, so you go in with this fairy dust, something that maybe not everyone would feel totally comfortable with wearing all over their face, but just a little teensy bit at the highest point of their cheekbones just takes your look to the next level without being over the top. Or it can be over the top, depending on how you apply it. But I'm just such a fan of mixing and matching, and I think this palette lets you do that so easily, and it's 10 bucks for the number of shades you get and the amount of product you get. I've really been loving it lately. It also comes with a little brush that is actually more useful than I personally find the brushes that comes with palettes are. It's like a rectangular sort of, kind of like the teeny tiny version of the big Becca rectangular brush. I really wish I had it now because I feel like I'm not doing a good job at explaining it at all, but I really like it because you just need a little teensy bit of surface area to apply this over the face, and it even lets you get in those more precise areas if you just want to, be a little more particular with your highlights. So that's another pro too. The next few things are new to me and to the drugstore as well, and these I don't have as much experience as I did with the highlight palette because I only recently ordered them and so have been using them for the past 4 to 5 days. First of which is the new Maybelline 24-hour Super Stay. Nope, I read that wrong. Start over again. It's the Maybelline Super Stay full coverage foundation that promises up to 24 hours of wear. I'm wearing it today, and I have been wearing it in the past few videos. My shade for reference is Buff Beige. Typically that is where I fall in the Maybelline shade range. This is a little pink on me, but I do tend to struggle with that in drugstore foundations in general. I have really true neutral undertones. Anything that's warmer or has yellow undertones is too yellow for me, and likewise anything that has more pink undertones is too pink. So I think this is as close as I'm gonna get, but I do think it's a pretty good shade match, and I can't get over the coverage with this. One pump and it covers my whole face pretty flawlessly. When they say full coverage, they aren't joking. And the consistency is a thicker cream texture, but not like the Huda Beauty Pro Filter or Faux Filter foundation. This reminds me a lot of that, but without the dryness. On my skin, my combo skin even, that Huda Beauty foundation gives it crazy full coverage, but it just, if I go a little overboard or without layering it up, it emphasizes fine lines, gets a little dry. This reminds me so much of that foundation in terms of coverage, but it's so much more hydrating that I don't have to worry about it going overboard and having it sink into my smile lines or look too cakey around my nose and kind of trickier areas like that. It's a little bit more hydrating is I guess what I would say, and one pump, I just can't believe the coverage. I've really been liking it so far. It's been relatively cold and dry. I hear hear all y'all in the Midwest. It's nothing compared to what you got going on up there. But for Texas, it is relatively cold down here and dry, and so I would like to see how this wears in maybe warmer, more humid weather, because let's get real, in Texas, it's pretty much sweat your face off most months out of the year. So I would like to see how it performs there, but for now, I'm really, really liking it. Next up is another product from Maybelline. I actually have quite a few new products from the drugstore, and I was initially saving all these things up for a what's new at the drugstore video, and I'll still mention these there, but I just had so much in what I bought to get through that I just wanted to share what I was currently loving now in case you guys have been looking at it. Drugstores and Ulta have been having like really good coupons and discounts and points, you know, point perks for the holidays, and so in the event you were wanting to try any of those, I wanted to get it out there in case you were considering them. So this is the Total Temptation Shadow and Highlight Palette, and inside you get 8 different eyeshadows and 2 different highlight shades. The way they say or suggest breaking it up on the back of the palette is that this warmer brown tone side is a kind of a full face look, and then this other light purple mauve side completes another look. But of course you can, you know, mix and match however you see fit. Today I am wearing the cool mauve side, but then I also have, I think I filmed it, where I did a little eye look with the warmer peachy brown tone side as well. And overall I have to say I kind of dig it. I didn't have high hopes for this. Overall I have to say I kind of dig it. I didn't have high hopes for this, and I don't know why. If it's just like generally faceful, you know, or more comprehensive face palettes from the drugstore just tend to fall a little flat, but it definitely exceeded my expectations. You get some good matte shades in here, so good crease shades. The one shade that fell a little flat for me is what I'm wearing in my inner corner today. It looks like it's going to be this really high shine metallic purple toned silver or pewter over here, and it really just ends up being kind of a sparse glitter. Even when I use MAC Fix Plus to like dampen my brush and get it a little dense, still just kind of ended up being this sparse glitter, like I said. So that one was kind of a dud for me, but overall when you have the rest of the shades in here and the highlighters are truly, truly beautiful on the face as well. They come off as very finely milled and very high shine, almost metallic. So they are, if you're a subtle highlight kind of person, these probably won't be for you, but if you're looking for like a blinding drugstore highlight, these do a pretty good job they do a pretty good job at it, and without making you look like you have a bunch of individual specks of glitter on your face, in case you are not into that, which I am personally not. And then I think the last thing I want to mention is that it does come with these 2 deeper shades here, but for reference, and you'll probably be able to see this in the demo, especially in the eye look that I'm wearing today, I'm wearing the deepest kind of charcoaly black shade down here, and I think you could build it and certainly put it over a black, like a black liquid or cream base, but worn alone, it's not quite as pigmented as it comes off in the pan, and the same can be said for the deepest or darkest brown shade over here too. Those are lacking in some pigmentation, but if you're more into natural looks, that might be all you really need. They're all very soft and smooth and are super easy to blend in with each other or worn alone. Onto some lips. This is actually the lip product that I'm wearing today, and it is from Dior. I applied to try this through Octoly, really out of curiosity. I haven't tried a whole lot from Dior, and so just in an effort to try a little bit more from the brand, I saw this and was interested, and so I applied to try it for free through Octoly. And there are 3 different finishes. There's matte, metallic, and satin, and so I got a satin finish. This is the shade Delicate Satin, or 427, and it's a light nude, just a little bit deeper than my skin tone. So for me, I have been wearing it with like slightly bolder eyes, or if I have something else like bold blush or bold highlight going on the face, and I just want to wear more of a toned down lip, that is how I have been trying this out. It's a really nice sort of soft feeling moussey formula that glides on really easily over the lips. As it dries down, I find that any like unevenness or streakiness that I might find in application totally goes away as it dries down. When it does dry down though, it doesn't go completely matte or transfer proof. So I'm not sure if the matte finish of this would, and because this is satin it wasn't, or if that's just like a nature of the formula across all finishes. But this, when it finally does set, is not totally transfer proof, which is kind of unlike a lot of other liquid lipsticks out there at the moment. As a result though, I find it's a lot comfier on the lips, and it doesn't dry your lips out nearly as much. But part of the reason why I like liquid lipsticks is that they're transfer proof and I can just kind of set them and forget them throughout the day. So some pros and cons there depending on how you like to wear your lipsticks, what you are looking for in a liquid lipstick, but overall, it's a really comfy formula. And this shade in particular is one that I find myself kind of throwing in my purse because it's super easy to, after, you know, like a regular lipstick that I'm wearing or something that I might be trying out throughout the day, after that's worn off, if I just want to kind of go in with a good basic color that I know is going to complement whatever is on my face, I have been finding myself throwing this into my bag for that very reason. And last, let's talk about some eye crayons. These I also ordered from Octoly, and they are from the brand Lancome. They're the Ombre Hypno Stilos, and I have 3 shades to talk about. I saw these. I mean, I feel like if you know me, if you've been around the channel for a little bit, you'll know why I ordered them, because they are amazing looking gem tones. The first shade is Rubus, 28 Rubus. It's basically like a deep bronzy ruby. Then there is a deep or a vibrant electric purple, and that is 31 Blue Chrome. And then there is an amazing purple shade that is 30 Amethyst. And right after I got these, I did an Instagram tutorial wearing 2 of these actually. Ooh, the ruby and the electric blue. I put the ruby all over my lids and the blue in my lash line, and I really like the way the look came out. But something that, you know, after doing that tutorial and then after using these a couple times more after that, I found that they do take a couple of coats to apply completely opaquely. So if you use anything like a caviar stick from Laura Mercier or something similar to that where they kind of glide on and you really don't need to layer and layer them up, kind of wait for them to dry and then layer them up as you blend them out. These are not quite like that. They have a little bit of a waxier texture, and so I find that even if I go in really heavy-handedly with these and then go and blend it out, I still get a little bit of patchiness that I need to then go back over the top with to go and reapply. However, the colors here are so vibrant, and that's not something that I typically see in a lot of eye crayon collections like this. Typically the formulas might be very buttery and easy to blend, but a lot of times it's a very sparkly, shimmery formula, and so these do have a little bit of shimmer. They come off as more of a metallic finish, so they're not totally matte or even satin for that matter, but they also lack a lot of the intense glitter that so many of the other eye crayons out there typically have. The size is somewhere in between like a chubby crayon and a thin eyeliner, which this is personally my favorite size no matter what eye crayons I'm using, because it lets you kind of go in between wearing it all over the lid or wearing it as a liner. And yes, these obviously can kind of get dulled down a little bit as you use them, but all of them come with a little sharpener at the end, so you can really get a precise point on there if you just want to use them for eyeliner, either on the upper lash line, lower lash line, or even your waterline, which I found they lasted a pretty good amount of time for me. Not the longest by any means, but I tend to have issues with things like actually staying in my waterline, and they did a pretty good job at lasting, you know, 3 to 4 hours, which might sound like a short amount of time to some people, but I have serious issues with keeping products in my waterline, and so that was a pretty good record for me. So those are all the products I have to talk about today. If you were interested in any of these new to the shelves items, I hope this video helped you out a little bit, and just in general, I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye guys.